You must be wondering what a cardiac surgeon is going to talk about spirituality and medicine. If spirituality starts curing heart disease, cardiac surgeons will be let out of job. But my interest in this sort of work of spirituality and heart disease goes back to 5 years ago. I'm not the one who is going to teach you about mind, emotions, all those things. What I have understood about mind, emotions, and how it affects patients is what I'm going to tell you, my own personal experience with the patients. What I'm going to inform you is not a scientific or evidence-based. It is just a personal experience. 5 years ago, 2 Marwadis from Sangli, which is a place in Maharashtra, came to me for their bypass surgery. One of them was 72 years, another was 42 years. Both were Marwadis and both were in the same profession of doing business. They had a cloth business. 72-year-old person, I did a bypass surgery on him. When I saw his heart looked like a 30-year-old heart, no fat, except some sort of blocks here and there, triple vessel disease with good ventricular function. And I did a bypass surgery on him. The next patient was this 42-year-old patient whom I again opened up and looked into his heart to do the bypass surgery. It looked like 70-year-old heart. And I went into their lifestyle. I said, what are the things that you do? What is the thing that is changing you? The 70-year-old man, when I asked him, he said he gets up at 4:30 in the morning, goes to the river, Krishna river, which goes near Sangli. He goes to the river bank, does his yoga, takes a cold water bath, comes back at 7 o'clock to the house, takes his breakfast, goes for his work, gets back home at 1 o'clock, has his lunch, takes a nap, goes back to his work. 8 o'clock he has his dinner, 9 o'clock he goes to his bed. You may not believe he has not seen television in his life. There are people who are there. And when I asked this 42-year-old man, what do you do? He said he gets up at 11 o'clock in the morning, he has his breakfast, goes to his office, comes back at 3 o'clock in the morning, has his lunch, again goes back to his work, comes back at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, then has his dinner and goes back to his bed at 1 o'clock. Today, fairly I can predict by looking at an angiogram what could be the lifestyle of this patient. That is what we have reached up to. You can see it here. We all know that the risk factors for ischemic heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, all these things, because we call them as a risk factors because we do not know the cause of it. But my question is, what is the risk factor to diabetes? What is the risk factor to hypertension? Why do we have diabetes? What is the risk factor? The typical heart disease patient is a keen, is an ambitious man whose engine is always at full speed ahead. What we call it as a type A personality. He's always in a hurry. He wants to do something in this world. Now this is what is called as a coronary prone behavior pattern. Hostility, urgency, pessimism, depression, isolation. Now when you look at these type A personalities and when we see these patients, about 60 to 70% of these patients are of this type. What is their hurry? The basic reason for all these patterns is an individual feels isolated. He feels he's alone in this world. He feels that others are out to get him. When you talk to these patients, they say, I have to do so much of work. Nobody is there to help me. There is nobody in the family to help me. There is nobody at the work to help me. I have to do everything alone and all this thing, isolation. This isolation is from themselves, it is from their other colleagues, and it is from their family. And this isolation occurs because they feel that if they express their feeling, if they say that they cannot do it, if they express their feeling, people will think that he is not a complete person. People will think that he is not a man. For us, all these advertisement which shows six-pack abs, 26 by 26 figures, all this makes us feel that we are somebody inferior to others. But we never think that we are all good people, we are all complete, we are all perfect people. We never think, because we have been taught, if you come second in your class, your parents tell you are not good enough, you should have come first. How can 60 students come first in a class? It is not possible. And from day one we tell them, we have exams where we fail students, we have exams where we grade them, and we keep them pumping, we keep them bombarding their mentality that you are no good, you are inferior. And then to make them up that they are not inferior, they have this sense of incompleteness, this sense of lack. And when they have this sense of lack, what they do? They want to become something special. They want to become something special. They want to do some feat. And by doing this, what they become? They want to achieve more and more. You know that Pepsi's ad, I think, Dil mange more. You want more. This is to make you feel externally something comes to me, then I will become complete. And when it comes to you, you are still unhappy. So you want more. And this mange more becomes a habit. And this leads to emotional stress because you are unhappy. And what is this emotional stress? Stress is nothing but our reaction to a situation. It is not something else. And when we do not know how to react to a situation, because we have not been taught. In schools they teach us physics, they teach us zoology, they teach us mathematics. But who teaches us how to talk to a person? Who teaches us how to behave a person? Who teaches us how to overcome a negative thing in your life? How to face a failure in your life? Nobody teaches us. We have to learn ourselves. Sometimes by trial and error method we learn, and by this trial and method, most of the time our lifespan is over. And that is the reason why this emotional stress. Majority of these patients whom I see, they are all stressed individuals. They don't know how to smile. And that is why I have named this talk as Journey from Mind to Heart. It is time for us to open the key to our heart, to open the key to our emotions, to feel what we are, to be aware of what we think, to be aware of what we feel, and then do the right things to help our body. Meditation is the important thing which has to be added to this exercise. I call this as emotional incision and drainage. And the best doctors in the world are Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, and Dr. Happy. The journey is exciting, it is simple, and I say, just do it. We all remember September 11, 2001, when these Twin Towers were blasted. Americans dramatically shifted their priorities. After 11, multiple polls showed that we wanted closer connections and more time with our friends and family. But unfortunately, this shift in value didn't last very long. By 2002 spring, the survey showed we were back to business as usual. So, I have said what I think should be done. We all may get excited. We'll do it for 2 days, like most of our patients do it. We may do it for 3 days. We may do it for 6 months. After that, we get back to our usual routine because that is how we are. Compulsive behavior, we start doing it. My only request to you is, don't get back to this situation. Let us do the journey. Let us see what happens. And let us be happy. Thank you very much.